Before we dive into the world of action movies, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to stay up to date on the latest entertainment news. As a lifelong fan of action movies, I often find myself wondering why Jason Statham, one of the most talented and versatile actors in the genre, has never taken on a superhero role. With a career spanning over 2 decades, Statham has consistently pushed the boundaries of what is possible on screen. Uh, from the intense action sequences in the Transporter franchise to the fantastical, dreamlike fights in Crank High Voltage. Despite his success in multi-part franchises like the Transporter, the Meg, the Expendables, and Fast and Furious, Statham has never been cast in a comic book movie. Even as respected actors like Anthony Hopkins, Helen Mirren, and Angela Bassett have ventured into the superhero genre, Statham has managed to steer clear of it entirely in an interview with Variety to discuss The Beekeeper. Statham was asked about his lack of experience in superhero films. With a laugh, the actor explained that he prefers the style of 80s movies more, drawing inspiration from Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger's work. Characters like John Rambo and John Matrix, while seeming almost invincible, never took on a traditional superhero role. Even though Schwarzenegger's Terminator is virtually indestructible, they did not daunt the costume with cape and tights. Statham cited Steve McQueen, Paul Newman, and Clint Eastwood as significant influences, explaining, "I never envisioned any of those men wearing a cape and mask, swinging around on wires." These actors portrayed rugged action heroes with clever quips and captivating charm, but they never donned superhero costumes such as Superman or the Incredible Hulk. Instead, the cinematic role models that Statham admired were hard-boiled anti-heroes like Dirty Harry and Frank Bullitt, who were grounded in reality rather than superhuman abilities. In an interview, Statham expressed his preference for action movies that are down to earth compared to superhero films. Instead of showcasing tales of a wealthy individual donning a robotic suit to battle extraterrestrial beings armed with mystical gems, he prefers narratives centered around ordinary individuals, such as cops or organized crime enforcers who are pushed to their limits and seek retribution for the loss of their loved ones. And when superheroes don costumes, there's a certain emotional detachment from the viewers. However, Statham's anti-heroes dressed in everyday attire are far more relatable despite performing extraordinary feats. Statham acknowledges that his films often veer away from reality, with action sequences that are more outlandish than grounded. In the movie Safe, he single-handedly confronts the Russian mob, a corrupt police force, and the Chinese triads walking away unscathed. In Crank High Voltage, the climactic battle is portrayed as a surreal dream sequence akin to a giant monster fight. In Make 2 the Trench, he manages to impale a megalodon with a broken helicopter rotor. However, Statham explained what he meant by grounded action, defining it as something we introduce into the wild world that we're creating. His movies might be set in an exaggerated reality where monsters like megalodons battle krakens, cars are driven off freeways onto trains while on fire, and he miraculously survives head-on collisions with Vin Diesel without a scratch. However, there is always some human connection, such as his affection for his landlady in The Beekeeper or the surrogate father-daughter bond in Safe. Statham doesn't have anything against superhero movies. He simply prefers a more grounded type of action, reflecting his personal taste in movies. Uh, he likens cinema to music, suggesting that just because superhero films aren't his preference doesn't mean he believes they are ruining or should cease to exist. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time, eh.